to Music Box Supper Club. The fans here are getting treated to first-class debate with Skip and Stephen A. Good stuff. Before we went to commercial break. Now, as we try to wrap up the show, we're talking about LeBron James. After the loss last night, LeBron James talked about the challenges that will accompany the Cavs as well as himself when they return to Oracle Arena. Listen to what he had to say.
The biggest challenge of my career was being down 3-2 going into Boston. That's probably the biggest challenge of my career. Game 5 in Golden State is not that big when it comes to going into Boston and you lose multiple times in that arena. And the franchise that I was with at the time had never won a playoff game in Boston. No, that's pretty challenging.
All right, so returning to Oracle, not as challenging as playing in Boston, so says LeBron. Do you agree with him, Stephen A?
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I heard him make that statement, and I hearken back to them losing the finals to Dallas. You got to remember, when he departed from Cleveland, half the nation was rooting against him. And one of the things that went unnoticed, and this certainly wasn't the case here in Cleveland, because Cleveland, it was just about Cleveland. He had left Cleveland. But Skip, it got to a point where, in a roundabout way, it had almost touched on racial lines because the vitriol aimed in his direction was so intense. My brothers and sisters in this room know that when somebody aims their ire so intensely at someone black, usually black folks rise up and they will come to your defense, if for no other reason than they feel the weight of the world being placed on you. And collectively as a people, it just resonates with us. And we're like, we don't like this because now you're crushing them. We understand it may not have been perfect, but damn, cut them a break. And that was the mentality outside of the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio, and the fan base. I'm just talking nationwide. And so when they lose the finals to the Dallas Mavericks, after that first year, you know, you got the stars. They came together. They were supposed to win. And you saw Chris Bosh collapsing, crying, and all of this other stuff. And you had people laughing at LeBron. And then that even mounted the pressure even more, especially from yourself, when you talked about going in that next year. Yep. All right? Against Oklahoma City. But before Oklahoma City, you went against Boston. And Boston with KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and Rondo was standing in your way. And they were up 3-2 because I think they had won Game 5 in Miami. And I left Bristol and went straight to Boston. I was like, this is it. I mean, you lose this. It was one of those moments. I truly believe if LeBron had lost that series, he would have never recovered. And to this day, he would have been searching for his first world title. Wow. It was that big. And that man looked like a man possessed. I mean, you saw his eyes. I was there, courtside. I was in the hallway when he's walking in the locker room. I have never in my life seen him and most other athletes more locked in. Like, he literally looked like a man possessed. I mean, it was nothing else that mattered. And to show up, he looked scary. And he ended up dropping 45 and 15. And it was clear within the first quarter that Paul Pierce and KG and them looked at him and was like this, oh my God, what is this about? Because he didn't seem, it was like an out-of-body experience. I can't explain to y'all what it was like to see him that day. It was the kind of thing, it was almost tantamount to somebody, some amateur walking into the ring with Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's heyday, trying to walk into that ring. Like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Yep. That's how LeBron looked that night. That was the biggest challenge.
Which is why I liked it. I thought it was shrewd on his part to bring that up last night, to take a little pressure off his teammates, and also to remind Golden State, I've been here before, and I have played sensationally on this stage under similar circumstances. Before we finish this topic, I'm going to take a quick left turn because we have found a young man here from Cleveland named Lonnie who has a tattoo that we would like to show our viewers, because you want to talk about being all in. Mr. Lonnie is all in. He's got a 2015 championship tattoo for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So,
All
Lonnie,
in. Okay.
man, are you still got the faith, brother? Because if you lose this, you're going to be stuck with that tattoo.
Is it something that's removable?
Or you can just change the 2015 to something else. Right?
It's happening this year.
It's happening this year.
This
Talk
man
about
has
it.
faith.
It's happening this year.
Is it removable?
Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6. Cavs in 6. Lonnie's convinced. He has a 2015
you like his chances?
tattoo. Oh.
I don't like his chances, but I haven't given up. But I don't like his chances. But you know, I mean, you know.
All right. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
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 You
Good
got to
luck
like
with
the
that.
man's faith.
Good luck with that.
Lonnie, we appreciate your faith, and we wish you guys the best of luck with your Cavs in 6. When we come back, we discuss the Game 5 preview from the fellas. Back in a moment. So much so, someone decided to tattoo their ankle. 2015 NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 5 on Sunday. We asked you at home on the Twitter to weigh in on who you thought would win Game 5. The results are in. You at home thought that it would be the Warriors, 53%, Cavs, 47%. I will ask the gentlemen their final thoughts. Game 5. Skip Bayless, you first.
I still feel good about my pre-series pick of Golden State in 7. So I've got Golden State winning Game 5. I've got your Cavs winning Game 6, and we're going to have an all-time great Game 7 back at Golden State.
I hope I'm wrong, but I got Golden State winning Game 5 as well. I just think it's one of those situations where Cleveland's going to be stuck in the quandary of deciding whether they want to push the envelope or preserve themselves for Game 6. And I think if Cleveland's going to win this series, it's probably going to be in Game 7 as opposed to Game 6. So I'm going with Golden State in Game 5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done, but we'll be back here Tuesday. Will you guys be here?
Will. Thank
You will?
Thank you.
Hopefully you will be too if you're in the Cleveland area. Or if not, drive up, come see us. Otherwise, Monday, we're in the Bay. We're looking forward to handling our town business. Join us on ESPN 2, 10 a.m., Monday through Friday. Have a good one, everyone. She is Alejandra Bonet from Cincinnati. About 4 hours away.
Yes.
You have a question. Who would you like to give your question to? Skip or Stephen A?
Okay, Skip then. Your hair's looking good too, Stephen A.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh, well, then you get the question.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Hey,
All right,
listen,
so,
miracles do happen. I need a haircut back. My man Marlon, I'm coming to see you.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Okay, do you think that the Cincinnati Bengals will make it past the first round? Or
Stephen A, hold on. Stephen A, she didn't finish her question. Stephen A.
I just laughed.
She didn't finish her question.
That's all I did.
Please continue. What is your question?
or do you think they'll freeze up again in the playoffs?
Freeze up. I like that.
They're the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course they will.
Okay.
Freeze up. I am a person, I've been on the record, particularly as it pertains to the plight of some of these African-American coaches.
You have.
I am on the record, however, saying that Marvin Lewis should have been gone a long time ago. Marvin Lewis, I mean no disrespect. I'm sure he knows the game of football. I'm sure he's had to deal with a lot. But to go 12 years without one single playoff victory, that is supporting mediocrity. And the only franchise I've ever seen do that are the Dallas Cowboys. So I really don't understand why the Cincinnati Bengals continue to keep this man and don't try something new. I don't anticipate that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to make any noise in the postseason because they always find a way to lose once they get there. This year will be no different, and that will be that. Of course they'll freeze up. Of course they'll freeze up.
First of all, you use this question to take a gratuitous shot at my Dallas Cowboys, and I do not appreciate it because they should have won 2 playoff games.
Because that was a catch.
It was a catch. It was a catch. Thank you. It was a catch. You know it. I know it. They all know it.
I told you it was a catch.
Yeah.
I told you it was
Thank
a catch.
you.
But I
Thank
told you an accident waiting to happen. Something would get in the way. I told you that's the Cowboys. And that's what happened.
So back to the question.
Yes.
And I do appreciate your stance on Marvin Lewis. I'm with you on that. I have a feeling with you're a Steelers fan. They're on the rise. I think they're going to be a factor this year. I know you guys hanging with your Brownies. I get it. The defense is playoff worthy. Not sure about the offense, but this might be the year that Cincinnati doesn't even make the playoffs. I just have a feeling. I just have.
They get in their own way.
Yep.
They don't prioritize winning the way that they should, and their coach exemplifies that because there has been no progress in recent memory. They're a playoff team, but that's all they are, and they don't even win in the postseason. It's inexcusable.
Alejandro, thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
We are done with Carrie's Core, but when we come back, we're talking about Game 4, LeBron James' performance. We're handing out grades, letter grades, A through F. What do you think? Stick around. First Take just getting started. We'll be right back in just a few moments.